Well, hi, Kieran and Chris. Long time no see. How are you guys? Hello, Andrew Cummins. Be with everybody momentarily. Where's my volume? Sorry, Chris, I probably blew your eardrums off again, didn't I? Sorry, I have to do a couple of things here real quick. Where am I at? Doo-doo-doo. That's where I wanted. I need you out of the way. No, that's not what I wanted. That's what I wanted. If I could learn how to spell. I used to know how to spell. Alright. I think everything is caught up. The sound level's low? My voice should come in higher now. Okay. I figured I'd try to steal a few viewers from Hornby and Facebook Friday. No, I'm kidding. I assume most people would be watching that. The name of the song is actually called Toy Train. Does it sound like a train song? Well, hi, Ray. How are you? How's everybody doing today? Alright, enough of that music. It's just something to kill the time while I'm Alright, let's... No, I don't want to save that tune. Where are we at? Good afternoon to my fellow Americans. And to those of you across any other bodies of water or borders, good evening, good morning, wherever you are. We got a few people. I see just 6 viewing right now, but I'll be getting my standard allotment of trains going. I've been messing around a bit with stuff. But it's nice to have you all here. I'm It's Friday, and normally Friday's a good thing, but um, I feel like I'm a line from the Rolling Stones song Satisfaction. Because you see, I'm on a losing streak. Um, Anybody who's been, uh, well, when you've seen me in various rooms talking, various live stream talking, I've been having a lot of fun with Amazon and the various people who deliver for Amazon. And I know the world situation, which is why 1 day in America is now 3 day free shipping, because my wife and I are members of their Amazon Prime team. But I have had 5 orders in the last 3, 4 weeks. All 5 have gotten lost, or at worst been delayed 2 days later, or at best have been delayed at least 2 days later than they were supposed to show up. Hey Mickey. Yeah, that is the 2010 Euro Cup special jersey. 2000. Don't think it was 2006, but maybe it was. It's been a long time. I've had this shirt for a long time. But yeah, I ordered a 3D printer. It was supposed to be here yesterday. It's gone. I ordered a bunch of little electronics, and the order got lost for 5 days. And then when it showed up, the company I ordered from sent the wrong reed switches. I had a webcam, never has shown up. It was supposed to be here July 16th, and well, it's not July 16th. And they refunded me the money, but they said if it shows up, let us know. So, yeah, just all kinds of fun. And then my wife, she didn't get notified, but she's fearing um, she's going to be displaced out of the school she's taught at the last 5 years, which is basically across the street from our house. It's half a block and across the street, but she's been teaching there for 5 years. But because of the pandemic and kids not enrolling and all sorts of things, they said their building is going to have to cut several teacher positions. And although she's been a teacher for 30 years, she is one of the newest teachers in that building. And they go by building seniority first. So last one in is first one out when they have to make replacement, when they have to make cuts. And so she was very depressed about that, and she's kind of talked herself into, hey, whatever happens, happens, and move on, and probably doesn't want me mentioning it, but yeah. Andrew, as far as doing that, they give you a date. They say if you haven't gotten your stuff by this date, notify them, and then you can either get the product reshipped or they'll give you your money back. It's been nuts. I've never had this problem with Amazon, and it's been UPS lost. My 3D printer is lost in the UPS system. I was tracking it, and it went from, not that most people know where these places are, but it went from North Carolina to Tennessee, and then I got a notification that said the UPS center in Tennessee refused shipment or could not receive shipment, and then it went back to Charleston, and nobody knows where it is now. Now, I don't know why Charleston would do it. The box weighed 30 pounds. Maybe there's some dude saying, hey man, I ain't taking this 30-pound box. Ship it back. I don't know what happened, but it got lost. 3D printer, I finally bit the bullet and bought one, because since I'm not going to be trying to custom build any buildings on the layout, I'm going to 3D print them, and I also have to learn. It's not like next week I'll have 3D buildings. Well, if it doesn't get here, I'll never have 3D buildings. But I've got to learn how to do computer aided design and design very specific buildings. So I'm going to probably have to buy a program. Hi, Richard Brown. How are you? I'm just kind of babbling and ranting before I start showing trains. It's just been, I mean, And it's little stuff. I mean, there are people in a lot worse shape than we are through what's going on in the world, especially here in America. And for me to complain about not getting a couple of toys I dropped some cash on in the mail is it's a small problem in a bigger world. So I feel I'm complaining because I got to get it out of my system, and my wife's heard enough. Um, so I'm just ranting because it's just a little annoying, but it's annoying because I've had weekend plans where this is what we're going to do all weekend. I'm going to spend this weekend putting lights in all these cars, and I'll have all my cars lit now. Most of them are came lit, but I've got a couple that were the cheaper ones and they don't light up. So I'm going to light them up. So for 2 weekends, the stuff was lost, and then finally the package arrived, and they sent me the wrong reed switches, so they don't work. I needed bistable or latching reed switches, and they sent me normal open, NO as they're called, reed switches. I don't know if you guys know what reed switches are. They're tiny little magnetically operated bits, and they can be normal open, NO, or normal closed, which means they either are closed and are providing electrical contact, and then you run a magnet over it, and the magnet forces them apart and kills the current. The thing is, the minute the magnetic force is removed, they go back to their normal state, which is normal closed. Normal open is the opposite. They're normally opposite, which means the current doesn't go through until you introduce a magnetic force. Then it plops the two together and completes the circuit. But the minute you remove the magnet, they spring back open again. Latching or bistable will stay closed or stay open until you put the magnetic force a second time. In other words, you run the magnet over, they lock together. And then they'll stay together until you run the magnet over them again and force them apart. So, and right now, I found one company that claimed they had them, and then they shipped me the wrong kind. And then when I wrote them back and said, hey, you shipped me the wrong, I think I said magnets, you sent me the wrong reed switches. And they said, well, what reed switches did you want? I said, your ad, and what I clicked on, and here's my receipt, says buy stable. They're like, oh, we don't have any of those, and nobody has any of those right now. There's like one shop in the UK that actually has them in stock, but these are like $2 things, and it would cost me 80, and I want 10 of them, so it should be $20, but it's going to cost me 80 plus dollars, close to 90, to get them shipped to America. No, I double did the exchange rate. It's going to cost me about $80 to get them shipped from the UK. And since I just dropped a load of money on a 3D printer, I've used up my waste money, my train money, as I call it, on my 3D printer, and that's it for a few weeks. Hey, Ian, how are you? And welcome, Bear Lane Stephen. I'm ranting to everybody, but you guys don't care about my little problems in the world. Many of you are dealing with a lot worse stuff, and so I don't have the trains lined up like I normally do. I do have a couple of things I'd like to point out when I get the trains going here, which is I've changed the angle on the station a bit. I moved my board and I put the camera more straight on. I don't know if that'll be cool or lame, but I kind of dig it right now, so I'll try it there until I decide to put it back where it was. I am running the steam locomotive again just because I love you people that love steam locomotives. He's not in, well, he kind of is in camera if I go to the village view. I'm running the Christmas steamer. It's the only steamer I got and the only steamer I will have for the foreseeable future. Sorry, Mickey the Moocher, not going to change anytime soon. Hi, Mark. How are you? So I've just got the guys scattered around. And then the other theme is I tried to put as many different colored locomotives out as I could. Last week's theme was I had all my double headers up. This week's theme is as many different colors of trains as I could get out. So I'm just going to go ahead and start them. I was running them before I went live. So hopefully they were running well. Hopefully they'll stay running well. So let's get some trains running. And I will move to the 11-lane view here. In the words of Ken Patterson, let's run some trains. I agree. Here go the trains. Now my steamer is pulling. Here it comes around. The last time I had him on the short, but I'm giving him the full circuit so you can see him in all the angles. In a little bit, I will get his steamer going for a little bit. He's pulling a small freighter train. Even though he's a steamer and he's a big steamer, he is a show steamer. He's an under the Christmas tree. He's finely detailed. He's a gorgeous piece of art, but he's not really meant to pull big loads. He's meant to pull really lightweight plastic Christmas cars around. But he's got a lot of functions on him, and he's real fun. So let's watch him coming up the ramp. Suppose I could turn his Christmas tree light on, but for now we'll leave it off. Let me see about putting on some of... I know how you guys love sound, so when he gets around here, I'll play some of his theme sound. Doo-doo-doo, where are you, little fella? Whoops. I should have gone to the village view, but... let's get things moved. Let's see who else has come in. I saw Ray was here. Ian came in. Mark, I said hi to. So as he's coming around here... Give you a super long toot. So there. Hey, Andrew Turnage, nice to see you too. So we got some good stuff going here. Good people in here. We had Andrew Cummins and we've got Andrew Turnage. So we got two of the multitude of Andrews that do come in. Hand to God says hi. So that's what we're running today. You see the railjet going by in the background. You saw the ICE-3 because, yeah, the ICE-3. My IC2, which was in the accident we got fixed, is running just fine, but I parked him again today because I was only going to run one white train today, and I elected for the ICE-3. That's a good way to look at it, just because every now and then Europe sends some of their steamers over here to do specialty tours, so why not? My friend Mickey the Moocher and a couple others keep trying to talk me into buying a couple of German steams, and I'm holding out at least until I get the main modern trains I want. There's not many yet to go unless a new train comes out in the next year. So there's a nice view. You get a few of the guys coming through, but that little Christmas train chugging along. Hey, March West, good to see ya. Oh, stupid thing turned itself off. Yes, now go back to static state. Yes, I know. Stupid. I want a new tablet, but I keep spending money on other things. And there's nobody here, so why am I watching that camera? Here you go. I'm going to let you guys watch the steamer for a bit. I don't know, guys. Does that Christmas tree on the front of it ruin it for you? You ruined it for me, Marge! We'll follow the steamer around best we can. Well, total violation of the P word, but here he comes. Whoops, wrong horn. I'm just assuming Santa got impatient and came down to Hamburg and picked up all the toys for the North Pole. All right, let me see if I can get his smoke chugging. I filled him up, but I didn't test it. Oh, that's a convenient place for the microvac. So let's do up the rant. Let's see, it takes about 30 seconds, 45 seconds for it to start going. There he goes, puff, puff, puff. Let's go to station view. There you go. How do you like that, guys? A little bit of steam for your day. Some steam puffing away. Well, hi, Lee and Jackie and Kieran. So I didn't put much in there, so eventually he'll stop smoking. But here you guys go. How about a little steam with your steamer today? Tonight's specialty, steamed locomotive. How's that? The dreaded P word, absolutely. All right, let's see what else is going on. Nobody's at the station. Well, somebody's coming through the station right now. What do you guys think? I slightly altered it. You may not have even noticed it. I moved it more center over the platforms. I hope I didn't give you that rounded one. So I'll let you guys, as long as he's steaming, I thought you guys might like to see the steam pumping out. Hey, Tim JD, how are you, sir? So there it is again. At least if you're getting the same view I'm getting. A little bit of steam puffling through there. I hope you're all liking that steam. If I was going to have a steamer, that was my wife said. She wanted a Christmas locomotive under the tree, and a real one, a quality one, not those Walmart $39.99 one, big plastic sort of G-scale things that are real cheap. So, and she wanted one that would steam if it would happen. So, fortunately, Merklin's did all that. So here he comes steaming around again. There, even a whistle for you guys. How's that feel? I don't know. Do we have a lot of steam first people here right now? Can I program the trains to stop at the station? No, I have to set up block detection to do that. So I could, but when I built it, because I just wasn't going to put that much animation with it. But yeah, with my Central Station 3, I could do it if I put the wiring in. I just didn't want to, and despite several friends encouraging me to, and since the station is already ballasted and set down, yeah, so I always over-explain that. There's a nice view. You can see everybody, including me. So yeah, I would have been shocked if you said you weren't a steam guy first, Kieran. I know you are, so I was hoping you would enjoy watching the smoky go through. But otherwise, by now, it's all the trains. You've seen everybody but the ICE-1, because the ICE-1 is not really ready to run on my layout, and it won't be until I send it off and get it tuned up. Or I hand it to my friend Matt and get it tuned up, but I got to buy a couple of decoders for it and a couple other things. How about one more time up the ramp and let you see that while he's still smoking steam. He will stop steaming, and when it does, I got to shut that off. Otherwise, I can overheat the canister that you put the oil in. But that's still kind of nice, isn't it? Look at all that smoke billowing. Well, we got single deckers and double deckers, fast cars and slow regional, freight train. We got electrical, diesel, and steam going. Yes, we do have a diesel on here. Oh, missed him there. As always, the poor little diesel is in the background, upper right-hand corner of this view. There he goes, the little diesel guy. Getting a shot of everybody here. Diehard diesel and electric. I'm a diehard electric. I have diesel because there are a couple of diesel trains I run. I believe my Alex will be a diesel locomotive when that comes in. I'm pretty sure that's diesel. Yep, we lost somebody. 18 down to 17 real quick. I mean, I am getting to the point, as Ray said, he just likes train. If I'm watching a YouTube video and the person's running all steam, awesome. If they're running all diesel, awesome. If they're running all electric, awesome. I'm getting to the point where on YouTube, watch them out of railways. I don't care what you're running. If you're a cool person, and you must be cool because I'm still subscribed to you here. If you're a cool person, I like your page and like when you're running trains. There's something about you as a person. There's 10,000 pages out there. I can't like them all. I mean, technically, I suppose I could, but it would just drive me crazy trying to keep up. I think Sparky said he subscribes to several hundred, if not a couple of thousand. And more power to him. All the honor to him. I just don't think mentally I couldn't handle, because I'd feel obligated to watch every video put out and I'd go nuts. The Penzi GG1. I've seen you show that. Yes, Tim, we do have various steam specials. Every couple of years one comes through Toledo here. But my wife and I ran and caught it about 4 years ago. My wife's got pictures of it somewhere. I don't know where she's got them, but she's got some pictures. But we had a steam loco, very fancy one coming through here. So yeah, we get, I don't know if you'd want to call them heritage, but they run some of the old Chessie lines that are still around here. And yeah, so yes, we do have steamer specials more in the west and the east than here in the Midwest, or Mid-East technically. A lot more steamers along the East Coast, and a lot more out west by the Rockies and so forth. But yeah, we have a couple here. So there's Jackie. So you have subscribed to 675. I've subscribed to about 250 channels, of which about 180, 190 are, I'm going to shut the smoke off the guy. It looks like he's starting to run thin on it. That'll let it cool down. Yeah, let me double check that for you since I still have the picture up. Because that could be, it should be diesel, because that part of Germany runs a lot more diesel than electric, because in the mountains it's hard to run all the electrical catenary, depending on how you say it. So we definitely rode a diesel, but this is the only Alex locomotive I could find. And don't worry about the Roco or the Acme, because a friend of mine, Herb, if you're out there, hi Herb, he showed me a little German shop online, and he went looking for me. He didn't have to do it, but he did, because Herb's a great guy like that. And he found a guy selling 4 Pico Alex wagons, just like the Roco ones here, but by the German company Pico, Piko. 4 of them for half the price of any of these here. So that was like, yeah, I'll buy them. So those should be coming in within the next couple of weeks, I would think. You chuckle in Japanese. Huh. Hang on. Hang on. Doo-doo-doo. Hang on, guys. Interference with my OBS. I got just a second. Hang on, guys. I'm getting some interference with my OBS. I got to see what the problem is. Just a second.
Hello? 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 Anybody in there?
Oh, no.
Hey, everybody, it's me, the ghost of 2015.
Dude, where are you?
I finally found a way to hack in.
How did you get in here?
Finally, some folks on the ethereal plane. We patched in on the ethereal net cable, and I'm here, live, on a live stream.
You're crashing my live streams now?
Yes, I'm crashing your live stream. Since you refuse to do any shows, I haven't been around in 2 months, so I'm crashing the party, and I'm here to join in on this live stream for a bit.
No, you're not going to do this.
So how is everybody doing out there?
Dude, you don't even know these people. These are my internet friends.
If I can get the names right, there's Kieran and Chris, and maybe Christopher showed up as Mickey the Moocher. David, and like 20 different Andrews and 5 different Tims. Hey, everybody.
Why are you crashing this? Why are you interfering now? I want to just run the trains and chat with some people.
I'm bored. I'm bored. You don't do shows. I don't get to crash on the camera. So I had to figure out a way to get myself in here. It's boring on the ethereal net, especially when you're not working on the layout.
I just want to do the live stream, okay? This is my chance to have a little fun and enjoy running my trains and talk to people.
Yes, those live streams have been fun for you, but not for me. I'm sitting in the ethereal plane doing nothing.
You just can't leave me alone and gotta interfere with everything.
It's tough being the ghost of 2015. I'm stuck in the year 2015, except when I can break the ethereal walls and come on this plane. Usually, sort of like Ebenezer Scrooge and the Ghost of Christmas Past. And he's Scrooge and I'm the Ghost of Christmas Past.
You're the ghost of hemorrhoids past is what you are.
Now you just stop. You've had your time. You'll have all your hours. Let me enjoy this.
Let you enjoy it? Why don't you let me enjoy running these trains without problems, without any hassles?
Hey, I'm not the one who crashed our 2 best new trains, so shut up and let me talk.
Hey, mistakes happen to even the best of people. I was bound to have a screw up once. Look at you. You're one big screw up.
Oh, don't go there.
Fine, but I got people from all around the world here that want to chat and watch my trains. And you're interrupting. Can I just get back to that and talking to these people?
It is amazing. It's really nice the way the world can be brought together on a simple internet thing. 5 years ago, we wouldn't have thought of doing this.
No, 5 years ago, you wouldn't have thought of it. I did.
Fine, 5 years ago, I wouldn't have thought of doing this. Party pooper.
Well, that got him for a change.
All right, so let's see. You're running the Railjet. Of course, we always run the Railjet.
Of course. It's a gorgeous train, and I bought it.
Yeah, I know. You bought it, not me, but it was based on my inspirations.
Oh, for goodness sakes, you and your inspirations.
And the ICE3 is going. You got the Regio Bond. Of course, we can't have the IC2 going, can we? Yeah.
Ha! As usual, you're out of date. The IC2 is fixed.
Or the IC1.
All right, the IC1 still needs a little bit of touch-up work, but it runs fine. It's just not running today. Now, go away before I make you go away the hard way.
So anyhow, let's get back to trains. And
Now, I've told you. I've done it before. I'll do it again. I will make you disappear hard. You know you don't like it.
now wait, you can't do...
I warned you. Goodbye.
You son...
Consider yourselves lucky. I need a drink. Well, hi, Ewan. Welcome in. Chris, what the hell is exactly the right point? Sorry about that, people. Apparently, the bad luck is still continuing this week. Somehow he got in. I don't know what to tell you. Just try to enjoy the trains, and I'm going to have to call Amy Allen in and get him taken care of once and for all. So hi, Ewan. Hi, Jackie again. Anybody that came in while I was fighting demons. Now, in case you're worried, I turned the smoker off on the steamer because he was starting to run out of the steam oil, and so I just turned it off. Oops. You know which one we haven't done? We haven't done this one. Let's watch this one. Catch that ICE coming through. Here comes that ICE again. I think it takes about, well, you guys could clock it yourselves. I think it takes about 30 to 45 seconds, depending on the speed they're at, for the faster trains at reduced speed to go around the layout. The Railjet is probably mad at me right now. He's like, you've got me at half my normal speed. Dude, crank me up. I'm meant to fly. Actually, be doing it with an Austrian German accent. Why aren't you cranking me up? I should be flying down the rails. If you do not increase the speed, I shall have you shot and asked to leave the country. But again, I ask, and obviously, what do you guys think of this view of the station? I mean, did you notice this? I mean, I mentioned it, so did you notice it was different at all? Do you like this view a little better? Or where it's a little more to the side looking in? Hi, Hypno's Best. Joyce is fine. She is she's working on an online class to recertify as a teacher and advance her degree. So I don't know if she'll make an appearance. She tries not to. She's a bit camera shy. And when she is not working on her class, she's knitting. First of all, everybody in our family is knitting, but well, with that first grandbaby on the way, she is knitting and knitting and knitting. Oh, good. Somebody likes it. Now, again, I am not begging for love and affection here. Please say you like it. No, but I just, my friend Matt was here, and we talked about moving it over a bit. Because to be honest, I wanted a better camera that would shine down in, and you could actually see the people. Oops, wrong one. Yeah, those lights are bright, but I'd have to turn the lights out. Where you could really see the people waiting there, but the shadows cast by the canopy make it a little harder from this angle. And I suppose I could go put a light shining sideways into it and light it up. And I'm sitting here watching this view while nothing's coming through here. Oh, let's do the long run. Well, the steamer is... Oh, I meant up the ramp, not the long run. Steamer's coming through again. You should be in Austria right now using the railjet. I should have been in Germany and Austria all the month of June, so I feel your pain. I feel that pain. Now, some people had to be there for work. I was going to be there for a vacation. So I'm spoiled that way. I got a nice big layout in my basement. And I get to go to Germany every summer nowadays. But that's why I only have 12 trains instead of 30. All right, let's catch them run around. I'm giving you guys lots of shots of the steamer. Oh, my wife and I were so excited. We booked a trip on the railjet. We were going to go from Munich down to Vienna for a couple of days. We found a real cheap bed and breakfast, like in a good place in Vienna, in the city of Vienna, near the river, and it was like $40 a night. One of those Airbnb bits. And we've had a lot of good luck with Airbnb. And so we decided to treat ourselves. Since we saved money on the place we were staying, we upgraded our tickets to first class. So we're going to ride first class on a railjet from Munich to Innsbruck. And yeah, that didn't happen. Well, let's go all view there. Oh, St. Johann. Yeah, the funniest thing about Joyce knitting so many blankets is that after our kids grew up, every now and then she'd get the urge to knit. She'd knit a blanket. And I was like, why are you knitting blankets? For that grandbaby when we have it. And then she started giving them away to neighbors and everybody else that had babies. Our neighbors next door they have 3 kids now. So my wife would just go into the closet and grab one of these blankets she knit. And each time they had a baby, here you go. Next summer they had another kid. Here you go. Neighbors down the street, she walks over. Here's a blanket for your new baby. And now all of a sudden, I don't think we have any knit blankets that my wife has made for our coming grandchild. So she's in a frantic hurry to knit a lot more. Hey, Warwick Andy. I will say, those of you who have come in the last few minutes, either you'll want to go back and watch the first 15 minutes, or you won't want to watch and go back. You won't want to go back and watch the first 15 minutes. That's all I'm going to say. You missed, we had a special guest star. Or a special guest hemorrhoid, whatever you want to say. No, I'd like to see, and I hope his family and everything's good, is Aberystwyth Station. I haven't seen him online in a few days, and I know his parents had some issues last month, and I just keep hoping everything's okay. Hey, Growler, Ewan, I have to torture myself. My wife gets a Facebook ad from Travel Germany or something like that, some of these Facebook pages we belong to, and it's advertising one of the places we were supposed to be this year, and yeah, but again, for me, it's a happy problem. It sucks, I did lose some money in it, but I had I had the opportunity to go. There's a lot of people out there that don't have the opportunity to travel, and I always feel guilty to talk about my ability to travel to Europe every summer for a month. My dad couldn't afford to send us across the street, much less to travel anywhere. I mean, as much as my dad and I didn't get along, I do appreciate the fact that he at least kept us in a house. He kept a roof over our head. Man, I do like that village view. That picture too on this view. Hey, Paul. Good evening, sir. Well, yeah, Warwick Andy, being a grandparent's easy because if the kid gets annoying, you send them back to the parent. When your kid gets annoying, you're stuck with them. When my kids were little and we're over at Grandma and Grandpa's house and my kids are walking around and have soiled their diaper. Oh, Anthony, I think little Elizabeth or little AJ has ripened their diaper. And yeah, so now it's like I can hand the kid back to her mom or back to his or her dad and say, Lynn, your kid needs a diaper change. Lynn, I've had enough visiting time with your little darling here. So yeah, that's the best thing about being a grandparent. You can enjoy all the good stuff and don't have to put up with the bad stuff. I wonder if my daughter's listening in by any chance. If you are, hi, honey. So what have we got happening somewhere? Is there a cool vision coming anywhere? That's the 11 lane view as usual. Guys are coming all through. I'm just waiting for one of my friends to either text me or come in. Why is your Christmas loco polling Era 6 cargo cars? Anthony, what are you doing? I'm following Rule 1. It's my choo-choo. I choose to do what I want. Let's get long run. There we go. Get some guys coming around the curves there both ways. I'm not a rivet counter, but your track is not 180 degrees straight there. You may want to fix that. Well, it's my only steamer. Although, I do have a couple of friends several friends trying to talk me into a steamer. And, I don't know. When I get my ICE4 and next year I have no trains to buy because I will technically have every train I've ridden, there's actually a couple of commuter trains I don't have that I would like to find. A couple of Class 442 commuter Deutsche Bahn commuter trains. A couple other lint class, but different classes instead of the 648 that goes in circles here. Yeah, nobody's here right now, so let's go long run again because we're going to have a few guys coming through there in a second. But I could talk myself into a Orient Express with a German locomotive on it, although technically the Orient Express was French, but it was multi-country and several countries provided steam locomotives for it. I could talk myself into that, or I don't know, maybe it'd still probably be 1920s to 1950s era, but it would still be German. But there are some gorgeous coaches. I mean, the UK 00 and the American Streamliner coaches and stuff are gorgeous, but I am drawn to German. I'm not going to apologize for that. It has a... Blame it on my 3 grandparents born and raised in Germany, or my aunt who raised me loving Germany but hating German history. She was born and raised in Dresden before the war, and then as the Russians were coming in, she retreated into Berlin, and her family were very strong anti-Nazis, and her uncle was executed by the Nazis. And she had a couple of cousins disappear with the Nazis. And then she had worse things happen with the Russians. So my aunt didn't like Nazis and she didn't like Russians. Aha, see? I figured somebody would come up. So, yeah, someday I might break down and buy that, or just put some random post-World War I German rail in here. But I would want to get something with really standout cars just to flaunt the wealth that I so blatantly have. We'll see what the Ghost of 2015 has to say about that. I know what the wife of me says about that. How many loops do I have? Okay. I have 3 loops that go around the whole table. So again, I know you're all sick of seeing it, but hi there. I have 3 loops that circumnavigate the whole table. And then I have 3 additional loops just on the left-hand side. Well, the right-hand side is... I don't know why I said left-hand side. The right-hand side. And so yeah, that side, just as you're looking at it, it's actually to my right-hand side too. So you're looking at me as if you're standing against the wall underneath my table. So you're looking at me as if you're standing there. And I gotta stop playing around. I bumped something. So yeah, 3 loops completely around, and then 3 loops over on this side. Nothing is the ill-fated P word. We do not go for the P word. The reason I have 3 lanes is because I wanted 3 lanes in my station, because the Delmenhorst, the actual main Delmenhorst station, has 3 lanes in it. Let's go back to train views. The actual Delmenhorst train station. The only thing that is 100% accurate, and it is 100% accurate, as I talk about all the time, is the Delmenhorst station here with these 2 trains coming through. That Delmenhorst station, both above ground, below, inside, and out, is 100% scale accurate to the city of Delmenhorst station. The bus depot that you can see down lower in the back is about it's about 90% accurate. The roof is not 100% accurate, and the scale was reduced a little bit, but it's still close enough that everybody recognizes it. Hey Jeff, how are you? I shall put that under advisement. Look, honey, this train says Joyce on it. And my wife, an extremely, extremely gifted, intelligent woman. I would say she was a super genius, but she did marry me, so she loses points on that. Now, I gained lots of points for marrying her. But She's quite clever. She would look at me and say, "Honey, why would an Orient Express train be named Joyce?" Shouldn't it be something like Joie de Vie? Or I don't even know what a German version of the name Joyce would be. I know what joy is, Freude. So maybe Frieda. Wouldn't it be named Frieda? I should do that. Yeah, it's Frieda, which is German for joy. And actually, Frieda is peace, but she's studying German. She might figure that out soon. The funny thing is, she's been, Marcus, leave you down, Uncle Dad. Good night. Because, yeah, it's 10:40 over there in, no, it's 9:40 over there in Ireland. Oh, sure to be good. Have a good night. You can hate me now for that, Mark. I have to go to my stereotype accents. I always feel guilty. I tell somebody good night, stay safe, and then the next day find out they fell down the stairs after leaving my thing, and I'm like, jinx. So what's happening somewhere? Yeah, we got those guys. Let's do station view while they're coming through. Same two guys coming through. I want to catch the ICE3 going through the other way. There he goes. Hey, how about that? Almost as if I asked for it and planned it. Here we go. Busy station. But, you know, if I want a train to stop at the station, it's just very easy sitting here at the command station to do it manually. Uh-oh, here he comes. Time to have some fun with y'all again. There, a little whistle for y'all while I wet my whistle. Unfortunately, my bus is not working at this time, Richard. My Fowler car system, I'm waiting for a replacement part. My Fowler car system has been a curse ever since I tried to get the traffic control module installed instead of all the separate modules installed. And I have had nothing but bad luck with it. So I am waiting for, this is one of my pieces lost in the mail, along with my 3D printer and everybody else. My other webcam, wherever the heck that is. Because we experimented with this. My friend Matt came down last week Saturday, and we put a, yeah, you can't see. We put a, well, you can see from a webcam up on the soffit behind me and tried to get a eagle eye view of the layout. And I was trying to decide if I thought it was cool or stupid. You could see it, but you really couldn't see the trains moving well. You just see little lines going through, but I'd like to get that extra camera and try that. Hey, Simo, welcome. Now I've got the parts. It's just waiting for them to come here. They were paid for and shipped, but somewhere between there and here, they've gotten lost. Yeah, yeah, Ewan, I may feel differently when I come to the UK in 2022, because as long as our trip to Germany next year doesn't get canceled, we're doing Germany in 2021, and we're doing the UK in 2022. Now, we were supposed to do the UK next year, but our flight got canceled, and so they're holding the ticket for, they're holding the UK, I'm sorry, they're holding our flight to Germany for 24 months. So we've got 2 years to use the flight to Germany. And we just want to use it next year. And so we'll do the UK in 2022. And we plan on doing nothing but riding the British rail system. We are not going to rent a car. We're hoping to meet a lot of you people while we're there. Try to maybe even schedule some central area where a bunch of people can meet at once instead of trying to hit everybody's individual home. But we're looking forward to that, which is why I keep trying to encourage my wife to get on YouTube. She watches all your streams because I put them up on the TV. So she watches the streams with me, and she knows a lot of people. Like she knows Chris, and she knows Christopher, and she knows Richard from Trains in the Attic, and she knows David Cottesmore and Richard Watson, New Junction. She knows Alan and probably a bunch of others, but she's familiar with a lot of the channels that put up live streams a lot. And she knows Rachel. I can't forget Rachel. So she knows a lot of them, but every now and then I'll be watching a live stream and she's like, who's that? I'm like, oh yeah, I just started watching their channel last month, so you really don't know who they are. But she's pretty good about that, but I want her to like come in and start chatting with people. That way, when we do go to the UK, people will actually know her instead of just the stories. Except cruise ships are a lot more expensive. But, so yeah, we're going to go to the UK and we're going to ride trains. It's how we get around in Germany. We've never rented a car. The only time I've rented a car was when I was taking Germans to Canada. So tell me that looked like fun. Crossing the border with 2 German teachers and anywhere from 12 to 18 German students. Where are you taking these people? To Niagara Falls. Where are these people from? Well, I'm an American and they're from Germany. Why are you taking Germany? And I literally got asked this by American border cops, border police. Why are you taking Germans to Niagara Falls? Have you seen Niagara Falls, officer? It's kind of a cool thing to see. When you're in Toledo, Ohio, there's not a lot to see. We have a nice river. We have a lake that turns green in the summer, which is not good. But if we want to go see something really cool, we take the 7-hour drive to Niagara Falls, an hour to the bridge and 6 hours across. And then we go to Canada, or we go through Canada there. But I've literally been asked by border police, why am I taking all these Germans to Niagara Falls? And the wildest, worst story was our very first time we took Germans across the border. Because I got a rental van. It was 12 German students, the teacher, his wife, and me. So there's 14 people in this 15-passenger van. No, there's 15 people in this 15-passenger van. 12 students, 3 adults, yeah. So we were packed. And we go across the border, and they make us pull over into a security checkpoint. They make us pull over to a security checkpoint because they want to check all the passports, all the luggage, everything. So we pull over, and there's American police everywhere. And so 3 very big, well-armed, well-built Arnold Schwarzenegger American police guys come out. Love the Scarf and Cam 3? Of course you do. Long-time Liverpool fan here. Yes, I plan on catching a couple of heritage lines. Maybe they'll let me on the Royal Scots or the Flying Scotsman. But anyhow, so the thing is, this van is packed tight, and there's 2 doors in the back of this van we're in, and all the luggage is stacked, and every time we open those doors, the luggage falls out. So they have cops in defensive stances around our car. One opens the side doors to the van to start talking to the students and collecting the passports. One is standing next to me, talking to me. And all of a sudden, one cop says, all right, I'll go check the luggage. And as he starts going back, all the German students start giggling. They all start giggling because they know what's going to happen. And then there is my partner teacher, the late Uli Rucker, who was a beautiful man, and he died in 2013 of cancer. He and I are the ones who started this exchange program beginning in 2002, and then 2003 was the first year we took kids across, back and forth to our two cities and schools. But Uli is a very kind and gentle man, and he's very helpful. I'll just leave that there. So the policeman goes back. And this all happens in 2 seconds. The luggage falls. The German kids break out in hysterics. And Uli opens the car door because he's going to go back there and help them pick up the luggage. Every cop unlatches their pistol and starts drawing it. I grab Uli by the arm and I roughly throw him back in his chair and I start yelling at him in German, Nein, Uli, nicht jetzt, sitz, schnell. And then I realize with all these cops with guns, I'm yelling orders in German. Oh my God, there were 6 armed cops with guns drawn in like 2 seconds. And so then I had to explain to the police, my friend Uli here was just going to help you pick up the luggage. And the kids were laughing because that always happens. So we stayed an extra 10, 15 minutes and then they let us go. But oh my God, I was like, wow, my first exchange program, we get shot at the border. Oh, March West left. Anyhow, sorry. Goodbye, March West. I had to finish that story and wasn't reading the line. So yeah, let me see. What other view does it show up good in? Not that one. Station view. Yeah, since I moved the camera, it doesn't show up as well. And it doesn't show up in that view here either. But yeah, that was, oh yeah, we're in the mood to die today. It becomes a funny story. It's amazing how some of those things scare the manure out of you, and then you can laugh about it a year later. But the German kids were shocked. They had never seen border police like this. The German kids, it's open borders in Europe. They'd never seen anything like this. And they didn't understand. We had to explain. Especially since 9/11. They're tough. Now, I will say, speaking of trying to go, hey, Jim, good to see you, my friend. How are you, sir? Again, anybody who came in recently, if you want to have a laugh or a cry, you probably want to go back. I don't know when it happened, but like the first 10, 15 minutes of this live stream, we had a special guest, special nuisance, I don't know, but you can check that out. I think it's worth a laugh. But just to prove it's not all on America, in 2009, my wife and I took our students, we stay in the north in a town called Delmenhorst, but we take a special trip where we're gone for a week. And we go to Berlin and Potsdam for 3 days, then we pick different places to go to. And we were down in the south near the German Alps, a town called Garmisch-Partenkirchen. And we went by train to another little town up in the mountains called Mittenwald, which is just a gorgeous little town. And it's a little higher up, going up into the mountains. And holy cow. We had been on this train. We got off, walked around Mittenwald for a couple hours, ate dinner there, and decided to leave. And funny enough, the same train that dropped us off was coming back. And this nice Deutsche Bahn employee, this woman in her early 30s, I would assume, she recognized us, and we chatted and talked, and we got on the train. And my students find our compartment, and we sit down on our car in our compartment where we've got our seats. And my wife goes to the bathroom, and about 5 minutes later, they're screaming in the hall. And my wife is as pissed as my wife gets. Angry for you British people. Pissed as in angry, not drunk. My wife is as angry as I've ever seen her. Angrier. And she's got two gentlemen in various, like one guy's in a very poorly matched tweed jacket with corduroy pants, a blue shirt and a green vest, sweater vest. And the other guy is sort of like in a railway worker's outfit, a German railway worker's outfit. He's young and bulky. And he's yelling at my wife. And my wife is like, honey, would you tell him I don't need my passport to go into the bathroom and blah, blah, blah. He's harassing me. And I'm like, who the hell's this man? And I step up and I'm like, what's going on here? And he sits down. I've asked to see your wife's ID. And finally he pulls out his, it's not even a badge. They're border security and they're looking for drug smugglers. This is the German version of the American Drug Enforcement Agency. And at first I'm ready to punch this guy, leave my wife alone, because my wife has an illness. And when she has to go to the bathroom, you have to let her in. And these guys would not let her in the bathroom. And she doesn't know who they are. And they were speaking to her in German, and my wife doesn't speak a lot of German, or any at all. And so all she knows is two creepy looking guys are harassing her trying to go into the bathroom. But I finally read his not even a badge, it's a green ID, and it's Grenzschutzpolizei, blah, 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 Border Protection Police, which I immediately know. And I turned to my wife and said, sit down and shut up. Of all the cops in Germany, these are the only ones you don't mess with. And he starts saying, why is your wife not carrying her passport? Because we're sitting here and she just went to the bathroom. You should have your passport on you at all times. Even when you're going to the bathroom. And, this is in German, by the way. And my wife is just fuming. And now she's mad at me because I'm not beating this guy up. And I'm like, I'll explain it to you later, honey. Just shut up right now. I didn't have time to even be polite. Just shut up, honey. And this guy the young guy was being so belligerent. And I quickly explained who we are, what we are. And the Deutsche Bahn lady standing there, he says, you got on this train in Austria. And I was like, no, we didn't. We got on it in Mittenwald. We got off in Mittenwald. I said, that lady was on both trains. She saw us. And that lady turned around and walked away as fast as you could. And I'm like, you bastard. And holy cow, she just disappeared on us. And I finally calmed the young cop down. I said, look, okay, I understand what you're doing. No, we didn't get on in Austria. We came here to Mittenwald. Here's our tickets reserved. And I'm being very polite to him. I am kissing butt here. Because my wife started arguing again. And he's like, would you like to spend the night in jail? Then you need to do what your husband said. Sit down and be quiet. And, I want to deck the guy. You don't talk to my wife that way. And I explained to the guy, and then I started talking to his partner. I said, you have to understand, my wife doesn't speak German. She has an illness. She needs to get into the bathroom. And all she knows is two plainclothes people that don't even show her badges or IDs start accosting her. And the guy nods and says, yeah, I see where you're coming from. And the partner starts going off, I'm sure if I traveled to America, I would have to show my passport everywhere. I was like, no, you carry your passport with you, but you can leave it in your parked car when you go in to eat at Wendy's. And if I went to Chicago, they'd make me show my passport everywhere. I was like, no, you wouldn't have to show your passport. Don't tell me how it works in America. This is Germany. I'm like, dude, you're the one who brought it up. So I looked at his partner and said, you need to calm your partner down. I said, he's belligerent. I don't know if he's looking to make the big score. We're not carrying drugs. My wife won't even flush the toilet if you want to look at that. And the guy laughed at that. And his partner steamed. And he said, they're okay, Conrad. Let's just leave them be. And then Conrad just had to turn around and say crap to my wife. He's like, see, things would have been a lot easier if you just spoke to us like my husband did. Oh, my wife wanted to get up and slug him. And I just had to physically restrain my wife. And, oh, she was mad at me. And I kept trying to explain, honey, these are the super cops. These are the one German police you don't want to mess with. And it took her a while to get over it, like about 2 weeks. So there, you had another boring story, and I noticed the chat is not moving at all. I haven't even changed the pictures for you. Nothing's happening here. There's a steamer. Yes, I'm running a steamer. Running that Christmas steamer. It's the only one I have. I had a couple of themes for you all tonight. One theme was as many different colors of trains as I could put out until I get my green train, and then I'd have one more color. But we have magenta and black and blue and yellow and white and red. All different colors of cars on the steamer coming up the ramp here. And then the other one is I have at least one train of every variety. I have a steamer, a diesel, and electric all running. So that was the theme today. There's actually always a theme. Yeah, that doesn't go over in the press, Tim. That doesn't go over well in the press. Toledo teacher punches cop in Germany. Yeah, my exchange program would have been over after 1 year. No, I'm sorry. That was 6 years in. That was 2009. We started in 2003. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It was our 7th trip to Germany with students. But yeah, that would have ended my exchange program. Oh my goodness, and you know, I'm the white knight. My wife is such a gentle person and a nice person. To get that mad, well, like I said, I've never seen her that mad. I've seen her mad at me, and she's never been that mad. You know, I'm looking at her going, damn, I guess I'm glad I've never pissed you off this far. Yes, I like that. A multicolor. Yes, the whole theme was intended to be multicolor so you UK guys could feel at home while you're at home watching German trains. All right, let's quickly quick over here, because quickly quick over here. How about quickly click? Let's say that 5 times fast. Got that little steamer going. I probably should put some more oil in it, but it's a pain in the butt to stop it and get the oil in. Actually, it's not a pain in the butt to stop it. It's just rolling traffic through. But, you know, again, somebody was asking earlier, I forgot who it was, and maybe they left already, but, you know, it's just so easy when I'm running my trains, because I want to run as many of my trains as possible, that if I want to stop it, whoops, that was a little too fast, but it's just so easy to stop the train at the station, let it set there for 2 minutes, because that's how long ICEs stop at most stations. At smaller stations, it's 2 minutes, sometimes 3. At bigger stations, it's 5 to 10 unless they're waiting for a connection. So I can stop the train here manually very quickly, and then have it announced that it's ready to go, and then slowly it will begin departing. Of course, if it's an ICE, that platform's packed. Me and anywhere from 12 to 18 of my students would have been running up and down the platform looking for the correct wagon number. Let's speed up the rail jet just a bit. We're going to speed these up just a bit. And yeah, let's get back over here. There's that rail jet coming around again, getting ready to head into the station again. But I just sped him up. Well, yes, Simo, that is a 3-rail track. That is a 3-rail track. This is the Maryland C track that you're seeing probably best in this picture. Although maybe the station picture is the best for seeing it. But yeah, that is definitely 3-rail Maryland C track. It's the pre-bedded track. You know, it is mildly like some places in Germany where they have dark gray and black ballast. And the track comes, even though it's shiny here because it's got light above it, it is somewhat pre-weathered. It's not a clean, bright, and I don't weather my track anyhow. But it's great for doing automation and what you guys call DCC, but making everything digital. Like I said, I forget how many turnouts I have on here. Like, I have 19 turnouts, switches, points, whatever you want to call them, and 9 of them, I forget how many, 12 of them are motorized and digital, so I can control it all from my central station. Don't have to do anything manually, don't have to flick any buttons. I just press a click on a symbol on my central station 3 and it opens it up or closes it. Leslie, I've tried additional careers. I did kind of work as a public speaker. Back in 2003, I got a book published, and I spent the next couple of years, whenever I had time off of work, and the summers when I wasn't in Germany with my students, going to book shows and speaking and doing all sorts of things. And, well, after 17 years, I have sold about 650 copies of the book and given away another 150 copies. So the publishing house cut me loose. I have a second book, but it'll never see the light of day unless I self-publish. And the funny thing is, I usually get decent applause, pretty good applause, get a lot of positive credit. I won $2,500 once in a, I came in second place in a new authors competition. The winner got $50,000. I got $2,500. Oh, by the way, Leslie, earlier, I don't know if you caught my reply. You said I missed an owl joke, and then at the end you said that you thought Uhu was German for owl. I only know Eule, E-U-L-E, Eule, for owl. And I was trying to think from some of my lower level German books how they make owl sound, and I wasn't finding Uhu that way either. Do Germans, you know, like how Americans and maybe UK, a rooster goes cock-a-doodle-doo. In German, he's kika-kika-kree. German's dogs are Wolf or Irf. So I don't know if I could not remember or find any specific reference to what sound an owl makes. Maybe that's the sound an owl makes, Uhu. All I know is I love the American translation of Uhu's German thing, the Alleskleber, and they call it the everything sticker. Kleber means glue in German. It means the everything glue. The Alleskleber, everything glue. Jeff, it was a book of poetry. It was a book of poetry. I wrote poetry. And because I wrote poetry, and because I wasn't a hardcore motorcyclist and stuff like that, my dad thought I was gay. The first time I brought home a girlfriend, which was Joyce, my dad literally looked at me, looked at her, saw she was a girl, and he didn't say it, but his look was, my son's not gay. And then he looked at Joyce and kept smiling, very creepily. But yes, it was weird to find out that my dad thought I was gay. And then 4 years after that, 5 years after that, my brother came out as gay. So I was like, Dad, you had the wrong one. There's a picture of an owl on the tube. Okay. Well, maybe then Uhu is the German way owls talk. What did I miss? Okay. So there's that. Oh, Ewan left. I'm sorry, Ewan. Take care. Well, we got over 20 today, so that was cool. Still over 20, it looks like. So, but yeah, that left my son, my poor son. I don't know if I told the story what ways back, but my grandfather was the oldest son of 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 the oldest son, all the way back to medieval England, 1300s, when they got knighted or something. Something happened in England. Somehow we saved one of the kings during the War of the Roses, or maybe the 100 Years' War, and got knighted and had a little estate or something like that. But my grandfather was the oldest son, but my dad was the younger son. But his brother, who flew bombers in World War II, he had two sons, but they had daughters, no sons. So then my dad had two sons, and my brother was gay, so I was the last chance to keep the male bloodline. Or, I mean, if this were royal family, this would be the future king, if that makes sense. This was a paternal descent. It doesn't go to women. So my son was brought up very early. You're the last of the Dodges. You are the last of the primogenitor line of the Dodges. You are the last of the Dodges. He went into kindergarten and introduced himself as, "Hi, I'm AJ Dodge, the last of the Dodges." 5 years old, and that's how he'd introduce himself. Poor kid. I don't know, is it? Oh, I lost another. Goodbye, Andrew. I don't think it's early. It's 10 o'clock in the UK. Now, it's Friday, but that's why I'm shocked a lot of people came in today, because it's Friday. You know, it's Friday night. You go sit on your porch and wave your fist across the channel at the French. No, I'm sorry, that doesn't happen. I know somebody here lives in France. See, I'm very good. I don't make any French jokes because I had 3 German grandparents and all 3 of them hated the French. Choo! Oh, all right. Let's stop you here real quick. Yeah, it's a freight train. It can stop fast all at once. Only the driver's going to fall backwards out of his seat. I got enough time here. Time for your medicine, little train. Time for the medicine. Alright, that probably won't keep it steaming long, but it is just a little bit. We'll get it steaming one more time. Anybody coming around? Railjet, where are you? You're coming close. There. Alright. Woohoo! Did it. Alright, let's crank them up. Give him a second to start puffing, but he usually won't start puffing until I get him running. Oh, you guys want to see this in close up, I'm sure. All right, stop whistling and take off already. You got clearance. There you go, my steamer friends. How about that? And now he's out of view so you can't see it. But we'll try to catch him on the long view. Oops. Oh, you bloody stupid tablet. See, I can say bloody because in America it's not a bad word. Again, I have to remind people, we do not hit the like button with hammers or people's heads or anything like that. We gently click on the positive reinforcement icon below the video. And that's all. We're a gentle people here. Unless you anger my wife, and then watch out. That's kind of a nice shot if you just look at the trees in the background there. Steaming it up for you. Simon, you're here! I didn't see you. When'd you come in? My apologies. And Dave, you too. Good to see you. Yeah, I've heard that everywhere. You guys got the heat wave we've been fighting. But yeah, there's the steam flowing through. So this is a special gift from me to all my steam-loving friends. Now, the really expensive Miracle ones, like others, they actually time the puffs of the steam with the chuffs and the chugging of the train. Mine doesn't, I don't think mine is timed that way. It's more like you pick the right speed, then it looks like it's working it well. All right, let's let you catch it coming around here. Chug, 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 chug. Whoa! All right, Tony, watch your elbows. Doop. I had a friend from the Netherlands ask me how big my command center was here because he thought he liked the size. I told him, no, make it wider. Or maybe you're a smaller guy than I am. Because I am constantly, when I'm talking to the computer here, watching the computer, not even my Central Station 3, I'm watching the live feed and changing the camera views, which I forgot to do here, so he's already passed, so. But there he is again, let you guys have some fun with the steamer. I'm always bumping one of my stops or wires here, and that's pretty good. But Dave, by the way, guys, if you did not see Dave Williams, go to his page. I mean, check out everybody's pages here. They're all awesome channels. But check out Dave's. He's starting a little documentary series about Merthyr. The history of the station there. And episode 1, which we put up, was it yesterday or the day before already? It's absolutely brilliant. The man's got a career for the BBC if he wanted it, in my opinion. The Christmas tree spun like a drill. Wow, there's no trains here. Where are all my trains? I'm just following the steamer around right now while he's puffing steam. But man, if I even talked myself into getting an Orient Express train as a steamer next year or the year after, It would be so freaking expensive. All right, Ray. And yes, Ray's channel is also a great one. He does American Rail, but it's a fantastic layout he's working on. He does a much better job of utilizing the space in his basement than I did, but just I just love everybody's layout. I don't care if you got a circle on a table. Right, Chris? I just zone myself out watching the the trains go round. Chris runs a live chat in the mornings. Well, morning for him, afternoon for us. Whoops. Just dabbling through everything. We're going to have a lot of guys here in a second. Coming at you. It's like Frogger. Can you get across in time? Oh, you thought you were safe, and then the two came the other way. One splat Frogger. And now they're all gone again. So let's go back to Village View. I wasn't having a go at you, sir. I was celebrating because I was saying, you have this great chat, and sometimes I'll miss what you said for a second because I'm just watching your trains go around going, that is a cool locomotive. And I know you are presently building a nicer display for your trains. No. I would not have a go at you, sir. Lulu would not be happy. Shirley might chuckle, but I don't think Lulu would. Speaking of people that might be having a chuckle here, how you doing out there, Herb? Just in case you're watching. Back to the 11-lane view. Nothing's happening here. Oh, let's catch that railjet flying around. Nope, we're going to catch the steamer instead. One more time, chuffing away. What I didn't tell you all is what my steamer is smoking. No kidding. We'll go to all view for a second. What's really amazing is even the delay as I watch my OBS is the trains are already past me quite a bit. And then I look on the OBS and I'm like, wait, I thought it just passed. It's like, well, yeah. The camera delay. Still got 20 people. I can't believe that. I don't know, man. If 20 people will sit through 2 hours of me, maybe I should start charging money. What is on my to-do list? Okay, Simo or Simo, I never have picked up which way to say it. Maybe it's Simo because it's Simon. I don't have a to-do list. I have a to-do book. And I'm just too lazy to ever work on it. Seriously though, I have been in major standstill on working on anything on the layout because I was trying to get this Fowler car bus system going. But now at least that I've got it laid out, I'm still trying to get a couple of motors to work right so that I can actually demonstrate it again and show it off. But I'm at a point where I can move on and start working on the Delmenhorst side again. Yeah, we know you're there. Hush. Well, he's starting to burn out of his smoke now. Yeah, he's starting to lose it, so I'll shut that down. He burns through it quickly. Anyhow, the biggest thing is I am buying a 3D printer because the next stage is building the Delmenhorst City Hall and Market Square. And I can't custom build it. I just physically can't do it. 5 years ago, 3 years ago, 2 years ago, I probably could have done it, but the nerve damage in my hands has just gotten, I can't do it. I can barely do wiring anymore. I've got a room upstairs I'm supposed to be remodeling over the next year, and I've started some of it, and I'm scared how I'm going to handle plumbing and electrical in that room because I want to do it myself. I don't want to pay people to do it. So I broke down and bought a 3D printer, which is now lost in the Amazon UPS system, and I'm going to teach myself computer-aided design so I can design the buildings I need to build, because it has to be, I am building a complete, well, not a complete, but every building I'm putting into my Delmenhorst side has to be an exact replica of the building I'm putting on the Delmenhorst side from Delmenhorst. And so that's the big to do. When I start building that and the water tower and the market square, and then I can start putting in some of the other buildings. I can also start putting in the road system, because I have to basically cover all of the Fowler car system and everything around it with one big liquid coating of some sort of joint compound or paste or whatever. And because that's just really in front of the station here. Let me go to it real quick. Yeah, where you see both the brown and the road is at the right level. I have to cover that entire area. That entire area has to be the level of the road and coated, because it's one giant asphalt area with a couple of tree parks and parking areas for the train station and the bus station. There's a couple of office buildings there, but it'll be just one big paved area right in front of the train station. And then I will, and it's just talking myself into doing that. Oh, yes. Okay. I'm honored you feel that way. Maybe I'm interesting. My wife has spent 33 years married with me, 37 years together. But maybe she's boring too. Maybe we're just codependent. But anyhow, so that's the... Well, hello, Alex. Welcome. Go ahead and link your channel here. We allow everybody to link their channels. I'll make you a moderator. Everybody's a moderator here. No, there's only one that's lost at Leslie, but I'm an honest person. I'd send one back. But that would be the... So the next big thing, because I want to get the big buildings, the major sites out of the way, because after the train station, after the market square with the town hall and the water tower, which is connected to the town hall, you guys could Google Delmenhorst and look it up. I used to have pictures on here, but I don't here. Well, no, I just have the map of where Delmenhorst is. I don't have the pictures of the town, but I'll have to build that. Then I will build the city church, and I'm just going to keep designing everything with and print them up 3D printer. Just like I'll make my own model pieces. I'll make a wall, design a wall, print it up, design a wall, print it up, glue it together just like a Fowler kit or, you know, any plastic kit, Noke, Keebri, Volmer, all those companies that make the German plastic model kits. And I actually have a few buildings I have to make as well. I've got some kits I bought. Anyhow, all right. Ray, thanks for popping in. Yes, people, please, if you're interested in trains in general, Ray runs a 1950s Eastern United States era and region-based train system, but it's a really cool layout. He is doing it analog, for those of you that are, or DC as some people might refer to it. But he's got a really cool control and command system that he's completely done up himself. It's a heritage rail line, not in the sense that it's heritage trains, but that it's been through 3 generations of family that he's rebuilding, which I just find awesome. That when you have something that was passed down from grandfather to father to you, that's amazing stuff. Hey, Jerry, how are you, sir? Okay, so you've got the Simplon Orient Express with the Swiss. No, SNCF is French, is the French. That sounds cool, Alex. Those are beautiful trains. I mean, I'm not that era guy, but one of these days I may break down and buy a steam locomotive with steam cars. But otherwise, I'm an era 6 guy. I'm a bit of a Märklin snob, but I have Pico, Brava, and Roco. My Roco Railjet is probably, speaking of the devil, he's coming around right now. My Roco Railjet here is my favorite livery of a train, as you all know. I also love my IC3, but man, those Austrian Railjets are something else to behold, live and on a train. I got a little diesel guy working in the back there, the little Nordwestbahn, and the Regiobahn. 2 double-deckers going here. I don't know, this is such a bright, clear picture. I really like this view here. And then the steamer's coming around, and this is, I don't know, nobody really ever says what their favorite picture is. I always think this 11-lane view is cool because you always see 6 trains. I don't do the P word here. The P word is prototype. We don't use the word prototype here. I've said it twice already, and that's the last time I'll say it. We just call it the P word. Nothing is P here. Some may think my layout is crap, but we don't do the P here. I just like running trains. That's all I'm about. The more trains run, the better. If I could have 10 trains running around, which I probably could, I'd be cool with that. My Central Station 3 seems to handle it nicely. Alex, I am definitely a Märklin man. I am a Märklin person. They are my primary source. If Märklin makes it, I won't buy it from another collector. That's why I'm waiting for the ICE4. Even though Pico put theirs out last year, I'm waiting for the Märklin one. But Märklin doesn't make railjet, so I've got a Roco railjet, and I give credit to Roco. It's a beautiful railjet. I've got a Pico Czech railjet, which isn't running today, which is also a gorgeous train. The locomotive was really nice by Pico, but I had it pimped out by Andrew Chevalier of AC Euro Trains. He did a great job. All right, Simo, thank you for stopping in. I appreciate you sticking around. Very awesome that you were able to hang in. Ah, right, and I have seen that. Yes, I have seen that video, Alex. But I'm a Märklin C-Track user, and even though once I found out the pros and the cons, I could have gone to Märklin K-Track, which is the more realistic looking track. I just decided I like the ease and ability of the Märklin C-Track. I love how easy it is to digital. I can, if I got the motor and the decoder with me, it takes me 5 minutes to make a turnout digital and have it in my system ready to work. 5 minutes. Although with my shaky hands, I might have to have my wife, honey, would you plug this in here? I'm shaking too hard. That didn't sound wrong at all, did it? Yes, I love the C-Track, Alex. I love the C-Track. Yeah, Miraklin does not make N scale. Their sister, well, their other company Tricks. So if you love Miraklin stuff and you wanted an N scale, you go to what's called Mini Tricks. Miraklin makes Z scale, HO scale, 1 scale, and then they own a company called LGB, which makes G scale. So yeah, Miraklin owns Miraklin, and then they also own Tricks, which is the DC version and the N scale version of their stuff. And then LGB is the G scale version. And then they also own Shuko cars and accessories. And there's one other company I know for sure they own. At one time, they used to be part owners of Lens, the chip Lens, and the original Miraklin decoders were designed by Lens. Just as ESU designed the first Miraklin Central Station, and then ESU and Miraklin ended their partnership, and ESU created the ECOS, and Miraklin then created its own version, the Central Station 2, and now the Central Station 3. And in my opinion, just my opinion, it took the Central Station 3 before they passed the ECOS in quality. That's just my opinion. It's not necessarily the right one. It's just my opinion. Let's see. Yes, a lot of people have been waiting for a C-Track turntable. You used to have to buy the basic turntable and then buy the adapter tracks from K to C. Although I know one guy who adapted an old M-Track turntable to C-Track. Hey, Kieran's back. We're trying to get Chris up to 100. Yes. Yes. Everybody subscribe to Chris so we can get him over 100 subscribers. Kieran is back again. Subscribe, everybody. So yes, again, people, if you want to, please post your main page. I am not offended as long as it's your page or what you consider another good model train or even model builder site. Like, hey, this guy shows you how to make really great terrain, like Luke Towan or somebody like that. Feel free to post. Just we don't want any kinky Puerto Rican whale porn sites listed here, okay? I mean, Puerto Rican whales can do what they want. We just don't want videos of it here. Yeah, no whale porn here, especially kinky whale porn. Last thing I need is the image of a killer whale with a leather biker cap and his little leather and metal gear on. Yes, a bunch of the Miraklin Class 66 are already out now, Alex. They have been released. They're even hitting the American shops now. All right. Take care, Jackie. You and Lee take care. Hopefully you'll get through the rest of today and the next few days and feel better. But it's going to be a long time healing, hon. You take care. Yeah, the Norwegian one is really cool. I really like the Norwegian one. And the the HK, I'm trying to think the company, and my brain's not working now. The HK, that is definitely a sharp one. Not that I'll buy either, but they are gorgeous looking locomotives by Miracle. And the ESUs from a couple of years ago were gorgeous too. But for those of you who are first timers here, I'll give you a quick rundown. That's me in the middle at the control area, in case you didn't know that. And this is my train table, where we have 5 cameras positioned, and you can see the little pictures, actually videos, and the little arrow showing the blue carrots, showing which way they're looking and giving you views. My layout is heavily underdeveloped, but it will eventually be part of the city of Delmenhorst, Germany on the left. I do have the station done and the bus center itself, the bus depot done, just not the Fowler car system around it. And by the way, if you look at those really small pictures on a computer or your TV, you can actually see the trains are running. Those are live images. But anyhow, I do have the Delmenhorst station and the Delmenhorst bus center, and gradually I'll build the city of Delmenhorst. And then the other side will be the Bremen Hauptbahnhof main train station. But that is years down the road. Really, I don't know how much I'll truly get done even with a 3D printer until I get to retire in a couple of years. Actually, I could retire today if I wanted to. And with all the insanity coming at work, I could, but if I hang on 2 more years, I get a better retirement package. I could have retired 2 years ago, but so anyhow, that's where things are. So if we go through the layout, let's see if we can follow. We'll follow the steamer around again. It's a big table. Yeah, it's a big table. But this is the station view, which is a 100% accurate custom build by myself a couple of years ago. Probably what really set my nerves off. This is the village view coming out of the station. And then he's going to come around me, which you won't see, but he's coming along here. You'll see him coming through here, and then he'll come along here, following around. This is what we call the 11-lane view, because you can see 11 lanes of trains, of which 6 can be used at any one time. So there comes that steamer chugging along. If I'd done one of the faster trains, it would have been done quicker. And then he will go out of sight here. And then gradually he will come up and around. So he's going around this way, and then he'll come up, I'm pointing at the screen here. He'll come up in your view right there. And then he goes the long way down, and then the camera switches. You can see the what we call up the ramp camera, because there's a ramp. As you can see, the train goes up. And so here's up the ramp, which leads into the station. Damn lips are dry. Wow, Jack's Mountain Railway, where are you, man? Haven't seen you in a few days in anybody's streams. I hope you're okay. Because the other Jack's Model Railway that is now Benton Road hasn't been online in over a week. Been a little worried about him. So that was up the ramp, and then there's the station again. And again, you can see the cameras. Eventually, I want to get a couple of more cameras, if the OBS can handle it, where they, where you would see every corner. So technically a train, a section of the layout would not be out of view. But that's, I gotta quit wasting trains on camera tech, or wasting money on camera tech so I can waste money on other things. Yeah, I don't know. I really think I would be sort of arrogant to do it myself. Elbow, Tony, elbow. Bumped it again. Um, but I've had a lot of people asking me about OBS, so I don't know if I should do a video explaining how I set up OBS. You can overload it, which I did about 4 steams back when I was trying to do the Miniature Wonderland show. But when people have problems with OBS, technically it's not OBS. It is your laptop computer and reading all the different cameras. Like somebody was talking to me. Yeah, it was Ray Boble who just left. Some guy was trying to add multiple cameras, and he had 2 of the same camera, 2 Logitech C920s. And I have 2 Logitech C920s on here. And the guy could not get them to work. And so Ray asked me about it, and the thing is, you have to have, maybe a computer geek can say it better. I'll use the wrong terminology again. I'll go to my electrician mind. You have to have a dedicated USB port, not a USB, I'm sorry, yeah. You can't use just one of those standard multiple, well here, let me do this. You can't use one of these. I mean, you could, but you'll have problems with the camera. Because this is just a standard multi-tap, as I call them. You know, just a multi-port as opposed to a USB hub. Because your cameras, most cameras have to be plugged into a dedicated port. Now you can buy USB hubs, which turns the whole thing into a dedicated port. The problem is you can't plug the same camera twice into that same hub. You have to plug the other C90 into a different dedicated hub. And then your computer will read them both. But you can't use a basic multi-tap. It has to be a USB hub, and you have to make sure that it says that it is a dedicated hub. I can't show you one because I'd have to unplug everything to show it to you. Because they're under my tables with all the cords going to them. But that's what you got to watch out for. And the generic ones, they can fight with each other too. The best bet is to get a modern desktop computer with a tower, but make sure that it has something like 6 or 8 dedicated USB ports on it. And then your OSB won't have a problem. But I get them working. I will tell you this. If you look at this image here, if I start my OSB up and camera 2 is plugged in, it won't work. I actually have to have it unplugged when I start my computer up. I think I said when I start OSB up. When I start my computer up, I have to have it unplugged. If I don't, when I start OSB, camera 2 does not work. So I have to shut down OSB, reboot my computer with the camera unplugged because it fights with one of the other cameras when they both start up because they're both generics. It's a generic and one of the other cameras is a generic, and it fights. Did I miss anybody? There he is. There he is. Aber ist with. Sir, I have not seen you in a few days. How are you? It is good to see you. And I can't say this privately, so how is everything at home? You know, I don't want to get too much into detail. How are your parents and how's everything going? Because I haven't seen you in a few days, and that always makes me worried. But Jerry is here, and Jerry or somebody could link to Jerry's page. Jerry does several cool shows on his channel. He does questions from the truck, where it's model train, rail fanning, train spotting, whatever you want to call it, questions, or woodworking questions. And basically either he'll find the answer for you, or he will get people to answer your questions. So he does questions from the truck. He does a video on Wednesday where you post your questions, and then he answers them on Sunday, if I remember correctly, or Saturday. Then he also does a lot of rail fanning videos from the eastern Pennsylvania area. A lot of cool trains, and he's been working on a heritage train and filmed a really cool heritage train recently. So check Jerry's page out. Great guy, great channel, love to watch him. And if we ever got Dale in here, yeah, I got a few Schuco cars and other ones here. Let me see. Oh, I gotta take this down. They're all gonna go flying. I have a traffic jam on a bridge here that you guys can't see on the layout. I have a traffic jam. This is a very long bridge I put together and then realized I had no place to put it on my layout. Well, where it fits. Although my pride and joy is this little HO scale 68 Dodge Charger. How awesome is that? The king of muscle cars. This is the car that muscle car got its name from. Chevy, Ford, all those other imitators. No, muscle cars. Dodge Charger. And you will be deleted you say anything negative against Dodge cars on this channel, ladies and gentlemen. And before you ask why, you better check my name. I'll send the Ghost of 2015 on you. Jack, there is a way to connect to OSB through Wi-Fi. I just haven't learned it yet, but I've seen it done. There are videos on it that you can link your phone in through OSB, and people do it. So there is a way to do it. And I had to clarify, somebody posted on one of their videos that they thought OSB was a pay site. It is not. It is totally free. I'm sorry, I said OSB. OBS. OBS does allow you to Wi-Fi. I got too many it's like the 1930s in America again. It's alphabet soup, all these three-letter acronyms. And I think I said OSB, which is your particle board that you use in construction, which I try to avoid using OSB anytime I can. But OBS, the broadcasting bit, which is what I use here. There's a lot more you can do with it. I'm just waiting for my son-in-law and my son's friends to explain the next stages to me, because they really have to come and show me. I can watch a video on YouTube and go, yeah, I didn't quite get all that. But if you come here and I see you actually pressing the buttons on my computer, then it goes in. Okay, Chris is going to bed or taking off. All right, Chris, thank you for sticking around. Nice chat this morning, and nice to see you because, yeah, it is 11 o'clock your time. It's almost dinner time here. Hello, Ali. How are you, sir? Bartle Road. Oh, let's do it one more time. Come here, little fella. Yeah, I should put a mic on this guy, because the one thing I want to do is get a Wi-Fi camera. I want to get a Wi-Fi mini cam that I could put on one of these trains and do a live stream, because I could add it to USB. That would be cool to have a cab view. Or I could just buy one of the Roku camera cars, but they stopped making them as far as I know, and they're expensive to find now. Yes, yes, yes. A little steamy, I know. Ah, I'm trying to open the medicine up. Okay, nobody's coming around. That should be enough to do it for a couple of laps. You're supposed to do this with a syringe, but the syringe doesn't reach the bottom of the bottle anymore, so got to do it the old-fashioned way. All right, let's get him chuffing again. It only takes a few seconds usually. There he goes. All right, one last time before I log off. Everybody can check out Steamy going again. Except for now because he's out of your view. But we'll go around to the long run here and he'll come through. Oh, for goodness sakes, turn off the whistle, Tony. Oops. Somebody left that whistle running a little. Wow, he's flying there. We don't want him at that speed. That's a little too fast for a steamer. Yeah, you can see the steam right here as he's going by, but let's see how far you can see it from a distance as he's coming up. There you go. There's that gorgeous Austrian railjet, and he forces the camera to focus, so now the steam is in view. So there's that steam one more time. This is the Maryland Christmas train. It's a BR-05. Yeah, we'll just leave it on this view for now. He goes through the station, although you would have had a cool view in the station. But this is a cool view too. Yeah, you see that grass field and that. See, even my back scenery is just pictures my wife took in Germany from trains, and I just print them out as banners and tape them to the side of the table. This is low budget. The trains aren't low budget. The track is not low budget, but the design is low budget. If you look really close, you'll see Santa Claus is driving the train. Well, we still have steam heritage trains running Aberystwyth, so it's hard to say when it is, but America went to steam and diesel, and then mostly diesel by the 60s, I would say. I would say by the late 60s, steam was definitely out, or except for very far regional places as far as true traffic, corporate traffic and trade, freight pullers. But there were always heritage lines and fun lines. There's nobody here right now. There he goes again. He in the railjet in a race he can't win. We're going to catch 4 guys going here. Nice angle. But even trains, especially as a passenger service, really started dying in the 60s and 70s because we built our superhighway system. America went to the car, and we fell in love with our big cars, which the rest of the world nowadays laughs at. Oh, American cars are garbage. But our cars didn't need to get good gas mileage because gas was 39 cents a gallon or less. And we had powerful engines, and you could drive on these amazingly straight and level super highways in the late 50s. The 60s started with Eisenhower. And actually, they were military transport roads. The whole goal of the superhighway system was to get our tanks and troops from East Coast to West Coast, from north to south, as fast as possible in case the Russians invaded. Sadly, Canada invaded instead, and it's been horrible being ruled by the Canadians these last 50 years. Oh yeah, we're going to invade America, eh? We're going to make those Americans like hockey. We're going to give them Tim Horton donuts, and we're going to give them coffee, and We're going to teach them to appreciate the cold, eh? Yeah, Americans can't handle that cold. Oh, but it gets hot down there in America, doesn't it, eh? Oh. Sorry, I've now offended all my Canadian friends once again. I'm sorry. It's amazing that after all the other attempts to offend my Canadian friends, I still have Canadian friends. Probably because they don't watch my live streams. There you go. See, never ask me about anything, but ask me about anything because somebody else will answer it for you. But yes, we sold out to our great highway system, I-10, I-20, I-30, I-40, I-50, I-60, I-70, I-80, I-90. If they're zeros, 10, 20, 30, 40, they're east-west. If they end with a 5, they're north-south. I-35, I-45, I-75, the one that goes right through my city. Actually, Toledo's a major junction road. We're on, if World War III ever broke out, Toledo's one of the first cities to get nuked because we are on one of the major north-south roads and one of the major east-west roads. We are on I-75 north-south, and we are on I-80 and I-90 east-west. So, yeah, Toledo was doomed. If World War III broke out, we were doomed. And, yes, I am old enough. When I was in kindergarten, first grade and second grade, we had bomb drill practices. When I was little in the late 60s, in American schools, you had to have tornado practice drills around here, and you had to have fire drills, but we also had bomb drills. We had to go down into the lowest level of the school and hide under desks, because what people don't realize is that the old oak desk and the polish that they used on them back in the 50s and 60s at American schools is radiation proof. We were safe as long as we were under those big oak desks. In the basement of our school. In case Toledo got nuked, we would have survived. But just remember, if it ever comes to nuclear war, make sure you have at least 2 pair of glasses. And anybody who gets that reference, you're awesome. Well, no, they never did, Alex, but they thought they did, and that was the problem. But that's always the problem. A lot of countries in their histories have gotten too big for their britches. Is he still steaming away? Where are you, dude? Oh, you're coming out of the station. Come on, get off there. Too late in the station. Let's go to Village View. Are you still steaming? Yep, you still got enough steam coming out to leave it on. What an odd combination. A Santa Claus steamer and then an ICE-3 flying through. I can't wait to get my ICE-4 because then I'm going to have a day where I'm going to have... It's going to be great to do a Christmas show. Because I'll have all my IC and ICEs going. I'll have my IC 1, 2, 3, 4, and then my IC 1 and IC 2. All these white trains with red stripes. Old meat new. Yeah, see, Alex? That's what we're talking about. Those big oak desks protect you from everything. I do like it when a train is in the background and my peeling off scenery is there because it does kind of look cool. There goes the rail jet around. See, everything I make looks good from a distance. When you get up close, you start seeing, ooh. Yeah, by the way, the, what do you call that? The firebox on the locomotive actually flickers with flame and fire. And if I ever bought the little guys to go inside there and shovel snow. Actually, there are people in there shoveling snow. Santa Claus is driving, but he's got his elves. They're shoveling snow, shoveling the coal. Santa's got his little, so you can't see them through the windows when he goes by because, well, they're short. Santa's got his little elves shoveling the coal on this train. So you can see Santa there, but you can't see the elves because, well, they're short. Love ICEs. I can't help it, but I love ICEs. My Railjet's the favorite of my model trains, and they're gorgeous in real life, but I have ridden on ICEs so many times. And yes, kids, they're called ICEs, not ice trains. ICE. Oh, just missed him. Oh, looks like he's starting to run out of smoke again. That's the only problem. I go through a lot of this oil because he just has a small little thing. Some of the Miraklin tankers and that have like large tanks you can fill with the oil, and it'll burn it slowly over time. But yep, he's out, so I better turn that off so I don't burn the trip house. I need to change the water. Well, this is a special train, so it's not just average water, it's Perrier. Thank you, I'm here all week. Try the veal. Ah, the 11 lane getting really busy here. But again, this is me. I'll just sit here and watch these, but I do more train running since I started these silly live feeds. And who says Santa is drunk driving? That's just a rumor. The one you want to watch out for driving is Rudolph. He's the one with the red nose. But that ain't from alcohol, kids. Ask your parents what it's really from, why Rudolph has the red nose. Huh? But then they say Dancer has a brown nose, and that's a totally different story altogether. I drink generic fizzy water. I got addicted to that in Germany 15 years, 16 years ago, 17 years. What year is it? 2020? 2003. Well, it took me 2 years to develop the taste for it. So 2005. So yeah, 15, 16 years ago, I got addicted to drinking fizzy water. So I drink. Thank you, Jerry. I appreciate that. But again, if you came in late, you missed a visitor in the first like 15 minutes of the live feed. It was like a 5-minute visit. You'd have to go back. If you didn't see it at the beginning, you'd have to go back and check it out. It was, according to the reactions of some, they enjoyed the visit. Oh, he doesn't drink that Aber ist with. Your mom and dad and your aunts and uncles drink it. They just blame it on Santa Claus. If Santa Claus ate and drank all that stuff, he'd get stuck in the 5th chimney and went down. Come to think of it, Santa Claus hasn't been seen for a few years. There was an old Young Ones episode where Santa Claus was stuck in the chimney, and then they found the 19th century chimney sweep in it as well. Love the Young Ones. Yes, I think looking at all things, I am glad that I got into Miraklin 3-rail 5 years ago, almost, well, 4.5 years ago, when I did. When I see the work people put in for DC or even DCC, I'm like, oh my gosh, my Miraklin C-Track is so much easier. But of course, they'll flip the tables and say, no. Your track doesn't look anything like reality, and I'd never use that C-Track. So it's a taste, and in the end, just to post it up one more time, the 3 rules of internet layouts. It's your layout, do what you want. Don't tell somebody else what to do, and don't criticize or call out or mock or denigrate somebody else's channel. If you don't like what they do, click next. Anybody who puts a negative comment or gives a thumbs down to a video, it's just petty. You know, you don't have to stand and watch it. And if you watched a minute of it and put a thumbs down, then you're a bigger douche. That was my pontificating for the moment. The thing is, there's more in DCC. There are more selection of trains. There's more product out there because AC 3-rail is such a limited market. But because Meriklin owns that market and is the largest model train company in the world, a lot of companies will make AC compatible stuff. You know, Pico, Rocco, Brava, Jägendorfer Collection, Acme. All those companies will make AC 3-rail related product because they want to make some money because Meriklin owns it. And in Central Europe, from Norway and Sweden down to Italy, 3-rail is the dominant layout form. Whether they use K-track or C-track, it dominates. In fact, the word for model trains in Swedish is Meriklin. Meriklin so dominates that it's sort of like when we call something a Band-Aid. Band-Aid was a company name. It's a bandage or an adhesive strip. But everybody in America calls it a Band-Aid or a Q-tip when it's actually a cotton swab. Well, in Sweden, Meriklin trains were so dominant when model trains came out that they call model trains Meriklin. So that guy who calls his page Meriklin of Sweden, he didn't actually call it Meriklin as in the model train company, although he works with Meriklin, the model train company. His channel means model trains of Sweden. But he is a big Meriklin fan. Maybe, again, you guys are asking questions. This high IQ'd person sadly knows nothing about. That's why I hang around with in fields I know nothing about, so I can feel stupid all the time. My college scores and my testing all said I was really, really, really super smart. So I join all these organizations to make me feel stupid. I thought I figured something out, like Pannier tanks are 060, so are all 060 tanks Panniers? No, you idiot. Pannier is just a type of tank. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm just stupid. I'm kidding because a couple of people that were involved in that conversation are here today. I subscribe to his YouTube. I have not friended him on Facebook. I actually keep my Facebook friends relatively small because I'd probably offend half the people on my Facebook page. I know I've lost some train page subscribers because they go to look for me on Facebook and they see some of my views on things, and that's why I don't like to talk politics on web pages. Now, my German friends love my views, and my rest of the world friends love my views, but a lot of people in the train world, they have deleted me and blocked me from their channels when they go to my Facebook page. That's why I say don't go to my personal Facebook page. Go to Model Train Outsider and join that page. Then you'll never see politics or my commentaries on society or anything else. My Facebook is my ranting page, and also where I keep in contact with friends and family. Well, the problem is here in America, according to YouTube and Facebook and many of the model train people I know, is that if you are into history and trains, you're of a certain political leaning in America. And I'm not of that political leaning in America. But they keep sending me all the stuff saying I am on Facebook. Well, according to our demographics, you're into model trains, you're into history, you're into this, and you're into this. You must be this. And I'm like, no, I'm not. But again, I'm breaking my own rule. Please forgive me and don't mention any more. Oh, but yeah, you get the rivet counters. They come on and they're just I've had people leave because they watched my live stream and they're like, oh my God, nothing on there is right. You would never have 5 lanes in a row like that. I'm like, dude, it's my layout. You don't like it, walk away. And as most people on here know, a popular UK site, relatively popular, I don't know how many subscribers the person has, but mocked me specifically twice on his channel last year. I mean, just kind of tore into me. He didn't like the ghost stuff I did in my videos, and he didn't like my layout or anything about it. So, but I don't carry a grudge or anything. Well, I have, my Facebook really is friends and family, and all of them are either, we all know each other's politics and we can talk politics. I also have dozens of former students. Of mine that will follow me on Facebook. Especially ones I took to Germany over the years. I have dozens and dozens of students that follow me on Facebook that stay in touch. Some I taught 20, 30 years ago. But most teachers will talk about feeling old as a teacher when they teach a child. A kid walks up and says, "You taught my mom." I've already taught a grandchild. Two years ago, I had a kid walk in and said, "Wow, did you used to teach at Libby?" "Yeah." "You taught my mom." "Okay." "And did you teach at Leverett before that?" "Yes, I did." "You taught my grandma." I'm like, okay, hand me my walker and my white stick with the red tip now, please. Now, granted, this worked out because I taught mom when she was 17. She got pregnant at 18, had a daughter at 14. that daughter had a daughter at 14. So it was like 17 or 18, and then at 14, her daughter got pregnant, or had a baby at age 14, got pregnant at 13. So there's a caveat to that, but wow. I currently teach German and world mythology courses in high school, 9th to 12th graders, in an American public urban high school. I also have a master's in English and have taught English for many years, but for the last 20 years I have taught, well, it's weird. For the last 17 years of my career, I have only taught German, or German and mythology. But for the first half of my career, I taught English. And then one day somebody said, "Hey, we noticed you got a degree in German, and the German teacher is retiring. Would you like to teach German and transfer over to this school instead?" I was like, hell yeah. And then my first year as a German teacher at this school, my first year as a German teacher at this school, my principal walked in with these people and said, "Anthony, this is a group of people from a little city called Delmenhorst in Germany, and they're visiting Toledo because we've just become sister cities with their city and blah, 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 blah. Could you have some of your students, could you let them sit in your class and then have some of your students show them around?" Like, okay, sure. A week later, my principal calls me into the office and says, "Anthony, do you remember that group of Germans that were here?" Yeah. Well, they were here again. I said, "Oh, did we do something wrong?" She says, "No. They liked you and your class, and they liked the way you taught your class. They want to start an exchange program with you. Here's the book and all the information." I told them you probably wouldn't be interested because of all the work involved and you being a new teacher here. I didn't hear her say that. I heard her say, "Here's the book." I grabbed it and said, "I'm going to Germany. I'm going to Germany." because I had not been to Germany before that trip. I had started teaching German without ever having been to Germany, and trust me, there are a lot of people offended by that. But I was 39 at the time. Well, 38 when we started, when I took the book. And I couldn't wait to get on my break, and I called my wife and said, guess what, honey? We're going to Germany. And she's like, what? I've been asked to start an exchange program. My wife wasn't like, wait, how are we going to afford this or anything else? I just like, yeah, we're going to Germany. We'll start next year. We're taking our first kids next year. We're going to take a year and set it up, and then we're going. And she's like, are you insane? I said, you knew that answer when you married me. Business and finance with a little engineering. Okay. Nope. I can't rattle that off. I can rattle off I have a master's in English, 5 other college degrees, and was accepted into Mensa at the age of 17. Other than that, I'm just a public school teacher. But I always did well in math and science, but they were never my loves. My love was language. My love was language, linguistics, foreign language, English language, literature. Those were my loves. I always wanted to be a writer. And not a journalist. I wanted to be a poet. And I've had one book published, and well, I'm still a teacher, so that tells you how well it did. Yeah, we had to figure out how to pay for it in that because we're both public school teachers, so salaries are okay, but not great, especially in this city. But again, as I always say, I live better than 80% of the people, 85% of the people in the world, so I'll never complain about money. But yeah, going to Germany was technically not in our pay grade, but we found a way to make it work. I just made my kid atheist so they didn't worry about Christmas every year. So we could take the money and go to Germany. No Christmas presents, guys. Sorry, it doesn't happen. Just a joke, people. Just a joke. My kids were never deprived. And now I'm going to be a grandpa. In January. Or end of December. They've changed the due date. End of December. If it came early enough, it could be born on my birthday. I don't want to share my birthday. Lynn, if you're out there listening, you can't have your kid early. It has to be after my birthday. Well, I've been to Germany 15, 16, 17 times, something like that now. First time was 2003. Last time was last summer. We didn't go in 2016, so maybe it's 15 times. Well, I went twice in 2004, so yeah. So 15, 16 times, I don't know. 14 trips with students and 2 with just my wife and me. Because that's how we travel now, just my wife and I go. All right, well, anyhow, it is after 6 o'clock. Well, crap, it's 6:20. Oops. And the missus has not come down and asked me, what are we doing about dinner? She's hiding from the camera, I tell you. She's hiding from the camera. She knows I'm online and not going. So I've been on, 3.5 hours again? No, wait. I went on 3:30, so almost 3 hours. So anyhow, I am going to shut this all down and thank everybody who's still here. You guys are awesome. It was wonderful to talk to you. Alex, it was great to have you come in. Fantastic work you do and have you in here chatting. Awesome. Well, we got to figure out I know what dinner is, but yeah. So anyhow, I am going to sign off. Thank you all for here. I'll probably come back on probably Monday, but I'm definitely going to be scaling back because I actually have to kind of start going back to work here. Although technically I don't go back to work until August 19th. I have to start doing things to get ready for that. But so I will see you all in the live streams later. Y'all know how I feel about you, everybody. Good night. Thanks, everybody. And don't forget, everybody, on your layout, on other people's layout, just enjoy, have fun, chat it up, and always remember, happy trains. Auf Wiedersehen.